Hi everyone. So today we are going to be focusing on the skill I can multiply a fraction times a mixed number. So the first way that I'm going to show you to be able to multiply a fraction times a mixed number is with the area model. So if we think back to previous times we've used the area model, we always start off with a rectangle. And then I'm going to break apart my 3 1/2 to show 3 plus 1/2. And 3 is much larger than 1/2, so I want that to be reflected in my area model. On the other side, I'm going to show 2/7. So inside the boxes, I'm going to show 3 times 2/7. So I'm going to multiply my whole number times my numerator. And I get 6. And 1 times 7 is 7. So I have 6/7. And then over here, I need to show 1/2 times 2/7. So 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 7 is 14. So next to my area model, I'm going to rewrite the two answers that I found. 6/7 plus 2/14. And I'm running into a problem here because I am trying to add two fractions together, but right now they have unlike denominators. So I'm going to make it so that we have common denominators between the two fractions. So in order to do so, I notice that if I skip count by sevens, I'll hit 14. So 7, 14, so I need to multiply my first fraction by 2. And if I do that to the denominator, I also have to do that to the numerator. So then I'm going to write my work right to the side. So 2 times 6 is 12, and 2 times 7 is 14. I'm going to add that to 2/14, and 12 plus 2 is 14. And then I just bring my denominator over. And because we're working on our 5th grade standards, we're going to think to ourselves, is there any way that I can simplify 14/14? And I know that anytime that I have the same number in the numerator and in the denominator, it means that it's equal to 1 whole. So I can box that up. That's as simple as we can get. For the converting method, what we can do is we can change 3 1/2 into an improper fraction. So in order to do that, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to rewrite my number so it's a little bit bigger so that you can see it better. So now I have 3 1/2. So I'm going to multiply 2 times 3. And then I'm going to add one more half. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 more equals 7. And then I'm going to keep my denominator the same. So I'm just going to bring that right over. 7/2. And then I'm going to just bring down my other fraction because that's already written as a fraction. So 2/7. So for this one, now I'm just going to multiply my numerators times my numerators. So now I have 7 times 2 is 14. And then for my denominators, I have 2 times 7 equals 14. And I know that I can simplify 14/14 to get 1 whole. So the one thing that I will say with converting the fractions is sometimes they get to be really, really complex numbers. It's not so bad when we're working with sevenths and halves, but it can get very challenging to simplify if we're working with numbers that are much bigger, which we'll take a look at a little bit tomorrow.